Hello everyone, this is CounterYolo, bringing you another video talking about survivability in Star Trek Online. And in this video, I'm going to go over my basic Tier 4 tanking setup that I am using for leveling up my character through all of its reputations inside of the mid-game stuff inside of Star Trek Online right now. And for this character, I am obviously going to be using the promo pack ship from this Age Discovery starter pack, which only costs 750 Zen right now, which is a big steal. This ship is basically a Tier 4 Galaxy class that has a slightly higher turn rate and lower hull that you're able to use at level 1. Well, right after you finish the tutorial, so like level 2 or 3 is when you're able to start using it. And then after the 2 missions in the discovery area, if you just do the straight 2 missions, then you start then you're at level 7 and are launched into the current era, to 2409. Well, I guess more like 2410 actually, but yeah, anyway. Kind of spoilers in there. So in this build, essentially, because this is actually a pretty decent ship after all, this build is based around phasers. If you're not a fan of phasers, you can do something else. Disruptors or polarons would both do just fine if you're trying to do some basic stuff just to get into to whenever you get your reputation stuff up. For this character, because she is still super brand new, just started yesterday or on the 9th, because y'all would have probably seen this tomorrow. She's only level 63 right now, so still hasn't gotten everything yet, but it's decently close. This ship comes with this console, the Cyclical Polarity Modulator, which for a level 1 survival console, this thing is actually pretty good. The big thing here is that whenever you're damaged, your shields heal for 10% of that damage. That shield healing is the biggest thing. I more often just pop this when I was leveling up whenever I wanted an extra shield heal. Simply because also when I was leveling up, I didn't really even care about switching out my bridge officers at all. That's because I wasn't going to be investing in a lot of the bridge officers too much anyway. I was going to also switch them out to different, more powerful bridge officers later on. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this build now. So let's go ahead and go in chronological order with the different episodes. Starting off with just the general phasers. So these ones are the twin phaser beam arrays. These are the TOS phasers off of the Tier 1 TOS Constitution class. This is another 500 Zen. However, like if you are already factoring that maybe you were originally wanting to pay the 1500 Zen to get a leveling ship with leveling weapons, this is the way you would have gone. Is to get that ship, is to get the pack of this ship. One of the weird things about the C-Store, by the way, if you buy this ship here in part of the pack right now, it's 750 Zen. If you buy the ship from Tier 1, it's 1,200 Zen. I don't know why, but that's the way it is right now. So get this ship through the starter pack right now, and you'll be able to get a lot more off of it for its cost. Then from a lot of that savings, you can get the ship, and then you'll have a leveling ship with leveling phasers. So that is my recommendation. If you don't like that, if you want true discovery phasers, the way that I would go is to get these phaser beam arrays off of the Downfall mission, one that you would have played prior to getting to the modern era. Yeah, you can easily do 7 of those if you really want the straight discovery look. There's nothing wrong with that. Now going for chronological order, I'm going to the Delta Quadrant, to this last mission called Dust to Dust, and I go ahead and get this full 3-piece Kobali set. Kobali technically has a 4th piece with the warp core, but you need the Kobali ship in order to get that, and that's now a epic lock or Phoenix lockbox drop for one character. If you don't have it already unlocked for your account. So it's not really as accessible. And there's another warp core later on that's fairly similar to that one that you're able to get out of a different set from missions. This is the best budget end regenerative shield array with set inside the game. There is the Lucari set stuff, which is better, and regenerates not only your shields but a lot of the shields of allies around you inside of your Command Strike Fire aura. But you have to get Lucari reputation to tier 5 in order to get that shield. So it'll take you over a month before you're able to get that. Anyway, so for next missions, we'll head over to, I believe it's Future Proof, right? Yeah, over to Future Proof, and we'll start with this first mission called Sunrise. In this mission, you get there is the Quantum Phase set, which is very good. Also, you're able to get phaser dual beam banks and phaser turrets from this easily as well. It's a fairly short mission, so if you're wanting that for a phaser type build like that, if you're wanting to do like an escort ship or something, that's a way you can go as well. So nice things about this set, it's really more of the set stuff here that's really the valuable thing. In this two-piece set, you get a 15 additional accuracy, which is pretty strong, especially if you don't have that much accuracy stuff in the game. And also it makes the shield drain stuff and shield healing stuff more powerful off of your beam array and your torpedo. Technically, like when it comes to weapons, like a lot of your super endgame build stuff that you'll see online will use like 7 to 8 energy weapons. However, in order for them to do that, they have to have stuff like the plasmonic leech, different traits, more often starship traits that add weapon power stuff to their ship, or they have things like weapon system efficiency up, so that their weapon power cost is significantly reduced. If you don't have that stuff on your ship, you really shouldn't be having more than 6 energy weapons up on your ship, because otherwise the weapon power that you're losing is actually going to have you end up putting out less DPS overall. So in this build with 4 weapons in front and 3 in the back, which is the same setup that you'll see for a lot of your like science, like Vanguard and Science Dreadnought ships, by the way. Having a torpedo in front's not the worst thing in the world. Just saying, just throwing it out there. Next thing, also from the Future Proof arc, is the very last mission called Ragnarok, in which you're able to get the Trillium D plating, which, as I've told a lot of you before in a lot of videos, for budget end, for mission rewards, this is the best single piece damage resistance rating console for survival inside of the game. This is slightly more powerful on your DPS ships that will have aux primary and weapons secondary, or weapons primary and aux secondary, for like the auxiliary and weapon like buffs for different traits from the new car reputation. And that additional auxiliary power will also give them more shield power, which is pretty powerful. But really outside of that, this gives you damage resistance rating, gives you more hull capacity, and it gives you more shield capacity. So it's overall a very nice console. It's only tier 10 because that's when I got it, when I was leveling up the ship, but it's still nice regardless overall. For the next mission here, what's the next one? That's right, the rest of the stuff is going to be in New Frontiers, because this big arc stuff here was mainly phasers and disruptors for a lot of additional fun stuff. Echoes of Light is a very good one for disruptor damage. Like, it's basically the quantum phase set type of thing, but for disruptor damage. The one you look for here first is the Mission of Science Importance, because this will give you your free Mark 12 phaser arrays for tactical. You're able to get those there very easily. The only way to get stuff that's better than this is getting your phaser vulnerability locators or exploiters off of the fleet store, or getting stuff crafted off of the exchange, and which is basically just this, but bound to account and possibly a higher mark in rarity. The space rates here are also pretty good if you're going to be a science tank in space or a science tank on the ground. You can't be a science tank on the ground really unless you're a science captain. So just going to throw that out there. I'll eventually get those traits, but for now, because I've just been trying to level this character up as much as I could to get these different things, I'm here right now. Next mission for phasers is Beyond the Nexus. In this one, you're able to get the Trilithium Enhanced set, which is very strong and very, in my opinion, the biggest thing for phasers in the game right now. Because this Omni Phaser, even if it wasn't an Omni Phaser, it'd still be a very strong go-to phaser because it has Weapon Cycle Haste as one of its procs. Alongside that, its 2-piece set gives you more Firing Cycle Haste passively for energy weapons as well. The 3-piece set, if you wanted the torpedo with this mission, you could get some additional defensive stuff, so additional damage resistance rating and hull capacity. Basically, if you didn't want to put a damage resistance rating console on your ship, you could sacrifice your aft weapon slot for this Trilithium Tricobalt torpedo. Tricobalt torpedoes and transphase torpedoes are not very good in the game, so also it takes a long time for them to launch, which is why they if you're gonna put it on the ship, it should be going in one of your aft slots here. Historically, super long time ago, for cruiser builds, the way that you would build it is you would have cruisers would typically have a 4-4 layout, and so you would typically have 3 energy weapons in the front and 3 energy weapons in the back, and you would have a torpedo in the front and then another torpedo or mine in the back. If you wanted that type of build, you could have a Trilithium torpedo in the back, and you would have that additional damage resistance rating. However, this ship, without any real nice traits on it, and just Trillium D plating and command track fire without anybody around me, I'm already at 35% resistance, which is more than sufficient for any of your basic or normal operations in the game for tanking. For advanced, you want a little bit higher, but for normal, it's fine. And also, I don't see any elite stuff right now for operations in the game right now. But I've only been playing this character for the past 2 days, so just kind of the way it is right now. So yeah, the next thing is a mission. Get out of that. Let me get to missions. I'm still getting used to this new layout of how they house different things inside the game. There's a mission called Melting Pot. You're able to get a warp core that I would say is a good mission replacement for the Kobali warp core. And I'll even pull this up just to show you the comparison between the two. I like the Kobali warp core because it gives me a ton of shield generation to myself and to my allies. The Zenkethi version is just for yourself, and it's more focused around shield resistance than shield regeneration, which especially for your budget and stuff, especially if you don't have shield overload, this is a nice budget end replacement for something like shield overload. This gigantic set, though, is more geared towards Tetryon damage. Like the 3-piece set gives you an additional 30% Tetryon damage. And you actually have all 4 pieces of that set in this mission, so you could do the Deflector, Impulse, and Shields of that set. And then get the other Tetryon Warp Core with a Tetryon set weapon. And you can have like over 40% Tetryon damage increase just from that 4-piece set and the aft weapon. So Tetryon is not necessarily a bad option either if you wanted to go that route, but you wouldn't be going for tanking. You'd be going for more DPS. Let's see. Is there anything else big here that I didn't cover? As I said before, the Cycloped Lighting Modulator comes with the prototype light exploration cruiser. It's very much for a leveling up for a ship, as well as for kind of like mid game, like if you're just trying to get reputation stuff. when you get towards like super endgame things, you'll probably want to replace this with something else, but it's still an okay survival console. This Plasmodic Leech is the only thing in here that I have that's not from missions. This is from a reward pack off of the exchange. It's it's decently cheap though. You could technically get away with this if you put a torpedo or mine in the back and went to 5 energy weapons. Then you wouldn't necessarily need this Plasmodic Leech on the build itself. But yeah, this is a nice, really short video. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. I'm a really big fan of the prototype Exploration Cruiser. I feel that it still works pretty well for at least for mid game of leveling up reputations in the game for even normal queues inside the game. So those are my 2 cents on that for now. Thank you all for watching. On Sunday, I will be going over my overall impressions of Age of Discovery and some other things that I've said about Age of Discovery before that I was wrong about. I'll be covering all of that on Sunday. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for the large amount of subscribers I've been receiving over the past few weeks. And like normal, enjoy the rest of your day.